Alan or Stone Crypto. I work on the operations team as well, and also closely with Anam in regards to the org partnerships and Trovo 500.
Yeah, I should probably also say I'm on the community team. I don't know if I said that. Yeah, if everyone's saying refresh, yes, the stream did start already. But we only have a couple of us here tonight, so it's not a full house yet. So it's me, Alan, and Anam. But we will still answer as many questions as we can. There's a lot of things that usually Maggie and Diego and Arena are here for, but we're going to do our best to answer what we know about said topics and questions. And if we don't know something directly, we can always relay the question to them and see if we can answer for next week or rather the next community night. We'll start with the first one. This is a payment question for Alan. When will July event rewards be paid out? Now, there were a couple different July events, which was, I believe, the 100 for 100, $100 for 100 followers, and some other things like that. I believe people are just wanting to know when will those events or when will those rewards actually be applied to their accounts.
Okay, for the 100 follower awards, I believe that's already been going out. We're still trying to confirm some of them. So if you did qualify for the 100 followers and completed the 100 follower event before the deadline and you haven't been paid yet, feel free to message one of the admins and we can kind of look into that and get back to you. But I believe it's in the process of being paid out. In regards to the Trovo 500 payouts, those are happening early next week.
Sweet. Easy. And yeah, for anyone that's asking questions in chats, we usually get towards them once our sort of list of questions have finished up. We've gone through most, or if not all of them. So let's go on to the next one. I believe this one is for me. This is in regards to the warden program. Is there an update to the warden program? There, not really. I think right now we're sort of just letting things kind of run its course and seeing, how the wardens are doing and if we need to make any changes. But right now things are pretty smooth, pretty handy. Everyone's doing a great job that we have so far. And I think we discussed last time with Gabe and I, Aeolus and I, how if things need to change, we're going to start adding more or sort of adjust the amount of users we have for wardens. Then we'd obviously make an announcement and kind of say, hey, here's what we're kind of looking for. Because the whole thing with the warden program was trying to have as many sort of languages or main languages that we had or have on the platform, have users that speak said languages help monitor streams and sort of report things to us if there's any sort of a TOS or guideline mishaps going on with those streams. But no, right now warden program is going pretty well. Not many things to update about it. Let's move to a question for Anam. This is about merchandise. When can I get some Trovo merchandise? Also, any thoughts on being at PAX East or West if they happen next year?
Yeah, definitely. We're definitely working on merchandise, and I may or may not confirm that we do have something already. So maybe we'll do some type of Twitter giveaway for this type of merch. Also, if you have been on Discord and you've seen anything about the Vanguard program, make sure you apply to that as well, because you can receive Trovo merch from there. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff we're working on, but most likely first step would be doing like some type of giveaway on Twitter or Instagram or something like that. Regarding like doing on events like PAX West or PAX East, that is definitely something that we've been looking into. Again, due to circumstances, we're just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen, and hopefully next year, everyone wears their masks and we're staying healthy and we can do that. So that's definitely something we're planning. But if not PAX West or PAX East, we're also like looking into doing like some type of offsite event, maybe like a pizza party or something in one of your hometowns. Even right now, I'm also considering doing like maybe a virtual meetup if that's something you would be interested in. Well, that's something like we're all planning a bunch of things. So if you have any ideas for any types of meetups and something that you would be interested in seeing, feel free to message me on Discord. I love hearing all your guys' ideas. But yeah, we definitely want to see you guys, and hopefully next year we can make something happen.
Yeah, I know definitely when all the sort of conventions and things that a little bit canceled, big sad. But yeah, hopefully when things kind of resume back to normal, whenever that's going to be, we can sort of get things up and that. Alan, back to you. Go with another Trovo 500 actually the first Trovo 500 questions we got here. First one, if the growth of the platform declines, will the average watch hours for the Trovo 500 go down as well? And again, this is something we've talked about before on previous ones, but I think Alan sort of give us another refresher for those that are new to community nights or haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, sure. So if the growth of the platform declines, yes, the watch hours or the minimum requirements will most likely go down for the Trovo 500. But we don't expect that in the near future since we're still so early. This is month 4 of Trovo since we've started. That this probably won't happen in the near future. And we'll continue to find ways to expand the program as well. If it hits that 500 capacity, becomes very, very competitive. Right now it's still pretty competitive, but it's still fairly I guess widespread and broad for people to qualify for the program. But if it gets to very high hours, we are planning to introduce other groups and tiers. So there may be a bronze tier that comes out in the future if let's say the hours are very, very high.
Yeah, again, for everyone that's sort of wondering, hours for the Trovo 500, they change every month. It's not just a set, 800 watch hours and other metrics. It's always adapting and being adjusted because of, popularity of the site and how many people are streaming. There's a bunch of different things that are being looked at as to sort of count for what the minimum is going to be for each month. It's not going to be the same thing each time. It reflects the growth of the platform and the program and that sort of stuff going hand in hand. Another question here. Will I still have the chance to go for partnership in October? Thank you guys so much. This might be another question for Alan. I think this is in regards to if you don't make September, do they have a chance to make October? So can they be accepted even if they didn't for 1 month?
Yeah. So you have the chance to qualify for Trovo 500 every single month. So if you're, let's say, just learning about the Trovo 500 program now, and you feel like you could have had, if you had the entire month, you definitely could have qualified. Well, you can always qualify the next month. If you qualify in 10 days or 20 days or 30 days, you still qualify. So it's open to everybody every single month. It's a public program open to everybody.
Yep, and just a quick bit of clarification as well. If you're just joining in, we did start at 5, and we are going to be taking more questions from chat here after we finish our sort of list of questions that we had from the Discord as well. So if you missed it, each time, probably a couple days in advance before we start community nights, in the Discord we post, if you guys have any questions, you can always go through and ask there, and we'll always pull from that little list. Let's keep moving down here. Actually, Alan, we got a couple more for you here in a row. Again, there's going to be some product team questions that we don't always have the direct answer for. That'd be more something for Maggie, but she's not here at the moment. Stuff like when will they put bots on Trovo and certain features. Alan, I don't know if you can talk about any of that. So do you know when bots are getting implemented or when message delete features are on their way?
Yeah, so for the bots part, I don't believe Trovo is releasing any bots, but we are working on making APIs public. Some of the APIs are already public. I believe you can get access to the APIs or request access to the APIs directly. I can follow up on where that information is and probably share it to everybody in the Discord, or ask the product team to share it in Discord. This way, anyone that's trying to incorporate a bot, they can do so through a public API that we have. But yeah, that would be done through a public API. We aren't coming out with our own bots. The message delete question. So, well, we'll have to confirm with the product team on if there is going to be a message delete feature. Right now, if you want a message deleted, you can either be the owner of the channel, or moderators can delete messages in chat.
Yeah, so a lot of the things that are coming we sort of discussed previously, but most of the product team questions usually are directed to Maggie. She's again not right now, but whenever we do get the chance to talk to her again, which will probably be next week, we can see if we can set up maybe a document or something that goes over some of the questions from community night tonight that we might have missed. I think that would be the easiest way to go about it. Here's one that I think touched up on before. I guess this one, we're just going on the list here, Alan, again for you.
Okay.
Will there be a team stream feature where you and other streamers can stream together while playing the same game, similar to what Twitch and Mixer?
Yeah, I believe that's already in the pipeline. The product team, Maggie and Irene have mentioned they're working on that already.
Yeah, so there's the whole duo streaming or co-streaming feature has been talked about. It should be in the works. There's no ETA, I don't think, on when it's going to be fully released on the platform. Hopefully sooner than we think. All right, here's one for me. Trovo Fall Fest, what happened? Community vote supposed to be on the 31st, but today and nothing. So we did put out an update in the Discord about the Trovo Fall Fest. If you don't know what it was our last Fall Guys event where you could submit clips on social using hashtag TrovoFG. We go through, kind of compile them and stuff for a public vote. We're still compiling them, sort of putting them together in the method that we want to do it, because my fear is that if we put too many clips on socials, it's just going to flood them. I think that's sort of what everyone's kind of expecting. So we don't want to go through and have a pretty improper system for public voting, because public voting is also tough, where you can just have one person send or create, let's just put an example, like someone's creating fake accounts or just fresh accounts on their side just to vote for their own channel, so, or their video. So it's a tough one to balance. We want to make sure we get it right instead of just throwing all the clips on Twitter and having someone vote. There's a few things that we're coming up with, but no, the event is not done. It's still in progress. Yeah, just kind of stay tuned for that one. We'll have more news hopefully early next week on it. Let's go down to Anam. If you got an answer for this one, will there ever be a creative or art partnership? We have one for gaming, which is the Trovo 500. You know, or you heard of anything regarding creative or arts?
Yeah, definitely. So when we first announced that the Trovo 500 was going to be more geared towards gaming content, we also announced that, you know, we don't want to exclude everyone. We want all types of streamers on the platform, all types of content. That is something that we are planning, and hopefully we can get that done in the future. It's definitely in the pipeline.
Sweet. Yes. And there's a lot of things that are coming up. We talked about how we have a bunch of different programs we're sort of working on but aren't finalized with yet, because they do take some time. We don't want to throw something out that's, you know, improperly done or still being, you know, discussed on, talked with, you know, internally with a bunch of different departments and teams. Yeah, there's a lot of things that we're sort of looking at as well, make sure that people within different categories are being able to get noticed and support themselves and have support on the site. We don't want to try and exclude people, right? The nice thing with Trovo is that it is very easy to sort of get that sub button, get things up and started as a streamer when you're fairly new and small, which is something that, you know, I'm sure the product team thought of super early. Of there's sort of this barrier for entry for a lot of streamers of how do I actually monetize myself on the platform. I think with Trovo, it's fairly easy, or, you know, it has a much lower barrier to entry compared to some other platforms as well. Alan, product team question. I'm not sure if you have an answer for this one. Will there be advertisements on channels in the future? So let's think of like pre-roll ads and stuff like that. If so, Trovo partners would make income from it. Do you have anything regarding that?
Yeah, so it's in the pipeline, not for this year. So the focus for this year is just to try to build a larger community, grow the user base. Ads are something that are pretty intrusive and could hinder the growth of the platform. So while we're still in the early stages of refining everything, we don't want to release ads yet. But in the future, when the site is larger, it's a bit more established, that's probably when we'll consider releasing a feature like advertisements, and also allow partners to make income from that. But yeah, it's been discussed, but not this year.
Yeah, lots of things are coming, and a lot of the time you can just check out the Discord as well for features and things that we're working on that have sort of been stated of, hey, here's what's in the pipeline, you can check these out. The features that should be coming to the platform, you know, as soon as possible. It should be in the FAQ, you can go check out. But yeah, as far as like ads and stuff like that, there's a lot of things that we don't want to screw we don't want to screw up with them, because we know they, like Alan said, they can be very intrusive and take away from things like that as well. And I do see a lot of questions in chat popping up, and I'll bring this back up. We discussed it previously of we have a list that we pulled from Discord of people that filled out a form with questions that we're going to try and get through first, and then we're going to get through questions in chat afterwards. So just if you have a question, feel free to hold on to it until we say that we're taking questions from chat. But yeah, noted that we are also looking at chat, so don't worry about that. Go back to Alan again, back to back for you. This one's about the Trovo 500 yet again. When so many other metrics make a good streamer, why are watch hours the main metric for partnership for the Trovo 500?
Yeah, so watch hours are kind of very important to the growth of the platform. We need to be able to, one, maintain an audience base on the platform, and also encourage users to grow as well. But we do have other metrics that we consider for the partnership program. It's not only based off of watch hours.
Yeah, because I think if it was only watch hours, which I think there's other things that we talked about before of we don't want people to game the system, right, Alan? I think we thought about that, where if we say literally every single metric of here's how someone gets chosen for Trovo 500, there's ways that people can sort of circumvent that and game the system of, you know, hey, I got XYZ amount of this, how come I'm not chosen for this? A lot of things on the back end of why spooked me, we're outside. But there's a couple of different reasons, you know, why we don't want to give out all the exact reasons or all the exact metrics rather for, you know, Trovo 500.
And the program is we try to modify it and improve it every single month. So if you guys have any feedback, feel free to let us know. But watch hours aren't the only metrics that are factored into it. There's many other things that are factored into the Trovo 500 as well. We do review every single person, so it does take a while. So if you're waiting for, if you're wondering why it's the 4th already and you haven't received your invitation yet, it's because we do have to review. We get the data after the month ends, which is the very last day of the month, and then we have to review it over the next few days, and then we have to send out invitations to everybody. And we also try to make sure that the program is as inclusive and as fair as possible. If there's anyone that's trying to game the system, we make sure that it doesn't hinder anyone else that has worked very hard to get into the program as well.
Yep. So again, it's not fully algorithmed. You're not going to get chosen from a computer just to get randomly selected for Trovo 500. I'll put that out there. There's more that goes to that. All right, Anum, back to you. What community improvements are in the pipeline? Hosting, raids, and the like. I think we talked about this before, and this is definitely more of a Maggie question. But Anum, do you have any insights or comments regarding stuff coming up?
Yeah, so regarding hosting and rating, it is coming out very, very soon. We're really pushing to get it out this month, so just be on the lookout for it. You can stay up to date on any new platform updates in our Discord, but yeah, hopefully it'll be out this month.
Fingers crossed. But yeah, again, as we said before, there's a lot of things we posted in Discord of, hey, here's what we're working on. Feel free to go take a look with that sort of stuff. Oh, seriously, yep, got you with the mod. You're good. That's one of our Discord mods. Everyone be calm, we're good. I think we got most of the questions actually out of the way. There weren't too many this time, which was helpful. But if you guys have questions in chat, feel free to ask them, and if we have an answer for you, we will throw one out.
Oh, we can actually recommend everyone to follow the Trovo Dev Twitter as well. So the Trovo Dev Twitter is pretty much the development team's own Twitter account, where they will be releasing any updates to new features that are coming out or that are going live, or if they fix the bug, they'll let you guys know as well on the Trovo Dev Twitter. So it's just TROVO Dev, DEV.
Yep. Went ahead and linked it in chat. I went ahead and pinned it, so you guys should see it at the top there. But yeah, like Alan was saying, the Trovo Dev Twitter is super helpful if there's anyone who wants to know, like, hey, what are some internal sort of fixes that are happening with the platform and stuff like that. Super easy to go over there and check out what's going on. NZNFNM asks, will there be a summarization of the community night at the end of the stream? This is something we sort of thought about. The nice thing is that now VODs are available on the platform, and a lot of people can go through and sort of just watch those at their whim and how, you know, at their own pace. So that's something super helpful. As far as making a official sort of write-up, we haven't pulled the trigger on that yet, but if it's something that a lot of people are asking for and a lot of people sort of think would be helpful, we can definitely look at it.
Also check out the Trovo Tribune.
Oh yeah, the Trovo Tribune as well. That's correct. So it's something we sort of started making where we post every couple of weeks, like a newsletter-esque sort of asset or graphic to social as well as the Discord. So if you guys are sort of interested, it sort of recaps the news, updates, events, things that are coming out for those every couple of weeks. Let's find some more of this. Motech asks, I might have missed this, but any update on the warden program? So yeah, I sort of touched up on it a little bit ago. Right now things are pretty steady, pretty nice, where we don't really need to make any major changes yet because we're still filling things out, and since we have on our end a pretty good amount of wardens that are sort of watching the program and getting us a lot of good coverage in different languages and stuff like that, we're obviously still evaluating, seeing if we need to add more takeaway or whatever we need to do. Probably not takeaway, that'd be taking or adding to adding a problem. But yeah, right now I think the warden program is fine, but we're always sort of looking at if we need to add more or if we need to have some sort of different coverage and that sort of stuff. And for anyone that's trying to ask like, hey, what is the warden program? It's a volunteer program where they do get rewards, you know, gems, stuff like that. Essentially Trovo users that want to help keep the platform, you know, friendly and open will go through and kind of look for streams and content that goes against our guidelines and stuff like that, basically trying to keep things, you know, pretty safe for everybody in a platform that we don't want to be on, that sort of stuff. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to list them out here in chat, and if we have answers for them, feel free. And then Autumn and Alan, if you guys see stuff as well, don't hesitate to bring it up. Will watch hours for sure increase this month? I don't think we have an answer for that one yet, Alan, because it just started, right?
Yeah, so basically we'll release the next month's October's requirements and qualifications probably around mid-month. The goal is to release it right at mid-month, but we need to evaluate last month's performance, which we're doing right now, and also evaluate the first 2 weeks of performance of September, and then that's what we base next month's metrics on. So yeah, it takes a little bit of time because we need the previous month's data and then this month's data, and then we project it based off of our current trend. And it will probably increase at least a little bit. So if you're planning on going for October, I would keep that in mind. Yeah.
Yep. So again, keeps changing every month depending on the size of the platform, growth, that sort of stuff. Muffy's asks, I remember reading that once you're in the 500 program, you'll be repartnered the next month automatically as long as you meet the required hours. Is this still true? Alan, if you...
Yeah, can you repeat that question again?
Yeah, I got you. So they asked, I remember reading that once you're in the Trovo 500 program, you'll be repartnered the next month automatically as long as you meet the required hours. Is this still true?
Yeah, I don't think we've confirmed that. That's something that we're considering. It was a feedback that was provided by the community. If you've gotten into the program, the next month you're not in it. We're trying to find ways to make sure that if you've qualified once, you may be able to keep the badge for another month or something like that. But we haven't determined what that would be.
Because I think there's also the problem where someone gets in and then let's say they're in for the 1 month, but the next month they just don't stream at all or stream anything, and they just keep the badge. So I think a lot of people will be a little upset at that one. So it's something that, like Alan said, is being looked at in ways to effectively kind of help people keep the badge or have, you know, if they're qualified for 1 month, make it so that, you know, if they hit XYZ or whatever methods there are, there's a lot of things we can look at to make sure it's easier for people in that regard. Going fast. Is there going to be a Trovo 500 badge like admins have in chat? So I think it's like they mean about like the chat mod badges, the admin badges, because right now I believe there's actually on the profile itself, next to the name, not in chat you have the badge, but as far as actually having them in chat next to names, I don't know. Alan or Anam, do you guys know?
Yeah, I don't think that's something that we're planning on implementing. The product team and the entire team as a whole has kind of looked into it. I've provided it as a suggestion as well, but it's a little bit intrusive to the streamer's chat when you're showing your own badge that isn't really relevant to the streamer. And we want the focus still to be around the streamer. If you come in and you're flaunting your badge, it's probably not the greatest thing either. So I don't believe that's something that we're implementing at this point, but we have considered it in the past.
Yeah, and again, if you guys have any sort of like major feedback, you guys can always let us know in the Discord, as well as just regularly DMs or anywhere. Discord is usually probably the best place to let us know your feedback on it. DJ Katie with some feedback. There's a very simple solution to putting out requirements in the middle of the month. Use the metrics from the last 2 weeks or all of the previous month instead. So I think Alan can probably touch upon that. Feedback is duly noted, but it's always tough to say if you just take last month's last month's data and numbers is going to add up to the same or to the next month. It's a tough one, right? Because things are always going to be able to change, and let's say halfway through the month numbers are fine, and then the other half of the month is a drastic change, either up or down. There's a lot of things that could happen, right? Alan, I don't know if you have any on that one.
Yeah, pretty much right now the process is to review last month's data and this current month's data, so it's pretty much real time when we provide the updates.
Yeah, and again, for there was people asking about the watch hour updates we're doing too.
And then, like, there's a huge difference for how early and new Trovo is. We're still only 4 months in. If you were to look at, let's say, the first 2 weeks of July and the last 2 weeks of June, there's a 1000% growth. And if we would have went based off of the last months and it was not real-time data, then the metrics would have been severely skewed. But we try to be as accurate as possible when we make the watch hour projections for the next month, outside of the first month, which we made at the current stage of Trovo at the time. And when we announced the program, there was significant growth since then. We're trying to be better in providing watch hour updates for the program.
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes. Again, we're still pretty dang new as a platform, and we're always learning and adjusting depending on community feedback, which pretty much all the time we're always super receptive and trying to implement what we see for a lot of things along the feedback that everyone gives us. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll back up here and try and find some questions here so we're not missing out too much. AUMT says, hey, there's a glitch with at mentioning someone where it shows extra letters. Has this been noticed? You can always tell us any sort of like bugs or feedback in the Discord as well. We put it to the engineering team. There we go. Words are hard. And usually they're fixed pretty quickly as soon as they're brought up. So if you have anything like that, feel free to leave them in suggestions or feedback in the Discord. And if you need a link to the Discord, you just go right below the stream on the left side under social links, and there is a spot for you to click. Badges could start to clutter the chat. That is also very true. Again, this would be a lot of feedback. If you guys think badges would be good, badges would be bad, you can always tell us again your thoughts, where we want to know all your, saying the word thoughts a lot, but your ideas and feedback on that. When should we expect emotes, and will we be allowed to have personal things for elixirs and mana for the channel? That is a yes to the second part, because it's been brought up before, and I believe Maggie said it's definitely in the works. But when should we expect them? I don't have an answer for that. Alan, Anam, do you guys have any sort of answers for when emotes might be coming?
It's something in the pipeline, but I don't have the exact date. So hopefully I can like post something on Twitter and like touch base with the product team to let you guys know.
Yeah, it's definitely been something that people want, and I totally get it. Having a custom emotes and stuff like that would be awesome. But again, we're a bit of a smaller team tonight for community night. It's just myself, Adam, and Alan. So any of the sort of product team questions that are up here, product team being like, you know, what actual features are being added onto the platform in emotes, mana, elixir, those are just a few examples within that sort of area. We can try and sort of loop back with them when we hear more, and maybe put out like an announcement in the Discord of like, hey, here's some list of questions that you guys might have had, or a list of answers that you guys had sort of questions for, that sort of stuff. But right now I don't have an answer, and we don't want to give out any wrong information. We don't want to say, hey, they're coming next week, and then nothing. So again, we'd rather us get regular information or the proper information and then tell you guys. Jeffery asks, I don't know if this was answered yet, but will there be an option to search only English channels? Yes, I believe. So there is actually a language filter coming, and Autumn and Alan, feel free to tune in or tip in as well. But we're doing a bit of a test right now. We're having a lot of also multi language speaking Trovo users, or multilingual, bilingual Trovo users, assisting us with sort of localizing and translating some of the web pages for the website itself. But as far as streams go, there should be a language filter being added hopefully sometime soon. Again, I don't have an exact date on it, but it is something that's being worked on. So
no, the language filter is already there.
Is it already there? Okay.
Yeah, you can select the language.
With the knowledge.
Yeah, the language filter is already there, and as Dan said, the site is being localized, so we're trying to make sure that if you only want to watch, let's say, German streams, you can select German, and because the tag is already there, it will automatically filter by German streams or English streams, Spanish or Serbian.
Yep. So I'm just seeing so the tag is there. I'm trying to see if there's a way to actually choose it. I think there's going to be a better way to actually choose, you know, which language you want to go through and filter through. So but yeah, the language stuff is being looked at pretty heavily, and we want to make sure that as many people are comfortable on the platform as possible with language. So again, a lot of the major language categories are being added first, and then we're maybe going to be trickling in after that to some lesser ones. A lot of the major ones being stuff like English, Spanish, French, German, and a lot of the other major sort of European languages. We're definitely looking at stuff like that. Ooh, chat is moving. Let's see. Yeah, if you guys want to ask a question, just at Trovo in chat. That helps us a lot too, so we're not always just scrolling and looking through stuff. Will there be anything, Techniel asks, will there be anything in regards to help for small new streamers playing non-mobile FPS? I think they're lost among the Trovo 500 chat. The constant promoting of just a few genre of games is demoralizing. I feel like the idea of smaller channels help bringing more of a viewer base has been lost. I think because I can talk about events and stuff like that too. Well, this is a pretty good question. So I'm on the community team, so while I'm not on the product team, we're looking at ways for events and stuff like that to help sort of anyone that enters and does well and wins and that sort of stuff. Basically events that anyone can enter, and if you win, it's not just, you know, gems on your account. We want to make sure that you might get exposed a little bit better, so stuff like front page promotion on the platform and other little things like that. So just on the event side specifically for what I'm sort of involved with too, is we're looking at ways to make sure that anyone that competes and wants to, you know, show their competitive skills as well, if it's that sort of type of event, just as an example, let's say you win an event like a Warzone event, and the prize is also gems, but you also get featured on the front page of Trovo for a while. That's stuff we're looking at just on the side of events. Alan, do you have anything to add to that as well? And
yeah, I know the product team has mentioned the recommended feature that they're trying to incorporate the use of mana more. So right now we have a hat drop event where if you're, you know, subscribing or casting mana spells and various other elixir spells, that you can earn a kind of a headphones on your avatar. But outside of this event, mana is being worked on to kind of lock down recommended slots. So as a smaller streamer, if you want to utilize some of your mana that you've accumulated via donations or just from watching other streamers, you can purchase with your mana recommendations slots as well. So that's something that's being worked on for additional exposure that's going to be available for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think part of the struggle with streaming is obviously if you're new and you're just starting out, there's not just like a one set way to grow. It's a lot of different factors. Some things being, you know, posting videos on YouTube or different sort of, you know, VOD sharing platform is always super handy, and sort of connecting your audience into one place when you go live. But as far as on the platform itself, on Trovo, you know, we're definitely always looking at things. And again, we're still super new. We're not going to have you know, all the features in place right now, but having feedback like, you know, all you guys are sharing right now helps out a ton, and we can direct it to where it needs to go, which I'm kind of happy to say that most of the stuff that we've been talking about and sharing and taking in has gotten to the right places, and a lot of people are super excited on our end for, you know, where things are going. I know that sounds really vague because that's sort of, I don't have the answer to everything, right? But every time we say things are coming, things are in the pipeline, that just means they're in development, we're on the way, that sort of stuff. So
Yeah,
I
just to
understand
clarify,
the vagueness might seem odd, but that's where we're at.
yeah, to clarify what you're saying, Dan, and for whenever we say it's in the pipeline, that means that the product is actually being mapped out, how it works is being coded and worked on and tested. If it's not in the pipeline, that means none of those things have been started yet. So if you hear that it's in the pipeline, it's a good thing. It's on its way of being released.
Yeah, so it's just it's in the works right now. Things are being developed and talked about, you know, internally, and if the best way to implement it onto the stream or onto the platform, onto the stream. Is it true that mana donations help to get recommended? I think that's something I think that's actually what Alan just talked about, which is something that's being worked on.
Yeah, it doesn't help you get recommended now, but in the future you can use the mana to purchase recommendation time slots. I need to confirm with Irene and Maggie on it, but maybe they can go into more detail during the next community night stream. But they've discussed this in the past. It is in the pipeline. Exactly how it works, we'll let them follow up with that.
Yeah, we don't want to put any sort of false information of like, hey, here's exactly how it's going to work, if it's still, you know, hush hush, and we're not really supposed to say the exact of it. But yeah, stuff, if we bring anything up, it's always, you know, we talk about it first. We want to make sure the community's, you know, informed on it, sort of stuff. Your student asks, I didn't see the age limit on the Vanguard program, so I was thinking, is there an age limit? This is sort of something we haven't touched up on yet. So the Vanguard program, actually, Alan, do you want to go in depth about that a little bit?
Yeah, the Vanguard program was just announced yesterday, and the program is for people that are passionate about Trovo, that want to help grow Trovo. And there wasn't an age limit put on there, but there probably should be like an 18 plus age limit, because you probably need to be talking to a lot of different people, a lot of different organizations, and it's ideal if you're a little bit more mature and you have experience, and that any type of professional work experience will be a plus.
Yeah, and there's a lot of really cool rewards too. So obviously it's listed there in the Discord, where again, if you want to go check it out, go ahead and click it's on this side there, I'm pointing at it. The panel right below the actual stream itself, you can go click the social link, leads you to Discord. It should be, I believe, announcements or events. And there's a lot of cool rewards for it too. So with the Vanguard program, again, it's sort of helping onboard streamers, bring people to the platform, and assisting in that sort of regard, where it starts out as volunteer, it can easily move up to sort of a paid position, you know, internship, part-time to full-time. There's a lot of things that are definitely in the works with that as well, but there's a lot of things that are laid out that would be super cool to check out if you're interested in that. Will mods ever get the ability to delete chat? Probably, I'd have to assume yes. That was talked about before. That's definitely another product team question I don't have the exact answer for, but I'm almost certain that we would probably discussed it a couple community nights ago, Alan, on them. I believe there's a lot of mod tools that are coming that haven't been released yet, other than just banning and deleting chats. So as far as other stuff goes, mod tools are always heavily in development and being tested and implemented. And it's not always as easy as just to say, okay, we want this, we're gonna put this in there, and boom, it's on the platform. There's a lot of actual testing that needs to go into it, because you definitely don't want to mess up with mod commands. There's a lot of bad that can come to it if it's done improperly or correctly. DG Katie asks, will the recommended algorithm on the left pane be improved? Right now it's basically all PUBG, COD, Modern Warfare, Fall Guys. For me, which I'm not at all interested in, perhaps algorithm based on whether viewer watches or streams would be useful. Alan or Anam? You guys have any sort of insight on that? Because again, I think another product team. The issue is that a lot of these are product team questions because we have a smaller team today. But again, a lot of things that we're hearing and talking about, we can forward and try and get more of an official document or write up. Let's say when people are back, and well, basically, yeah, when people are back, we can try and get something going.
But regarding having like a personalized, timeline and games that you would like to see, again, I'm not 100% positive that this is a product team question if it is in the pipeline, but I think that's great feedback. So I'll let the product team know, and then I'll also confirm with you later if that is something that's happening.
Yeah, I think personally that'd be awesome. Like, even if being able to set like what games you'd be interested in, then certain things past that. But yeah, I think DJ Katie, great suggestion. And I was also thinking about adding maybe in the Discord somewhere just a form where people could fill out with their feedback, because there's a lot of programs we had or forms where we could go through, but I think some got lost in the Discord, where maybe we can go through and add a new one.
Yeah, we love your suggestions and any feedback, so definitely submit that to us.
Mm-hmm. Let's find some more questions here. OTJ asked, okay, we actually just answered that one. Delete messages instead of having to ban them. We just asked that, or answered something like that. Yeah, thank you all for stopping by again. Appreciate it a lot. It's always fun. We have a lot of people here. I'm just scrolling through chat, find questions. If you have stuff to ask, feel free to @Trovo in chat and let us know. It's the easiest way for us to see them. Jeff or Ree, you guys are doing a great job, and I love being here. Thank you. Love having you here. It's always good to see everyone involved and streaming and supporting each other. Juan Master asks, hi, @Trovo. I find it's fine that I work in all the channels, like official system of Trovo example. Not sure exactly what the question is. If you could rephrase it and ask again, that'd be wonderful. Punk Rock asks, here's one. Can you still be a streamer and be a Vanguard? Alan.
Yeah, you definitely can. We're looking for community members that are passionate about growing Trovo, and if you can help us grow Trovo, help us establish a new community or grow an existing community, we'd love to talk to you. But we are looking for people that are professional and open with kind of talking to newer people. So if you're not like a very outgoing person, this Vanguard role will probably require you to be what the role is, like a Vanguard. You got to be going out there, being the forefront, pioneering the way for the platform. But yeah,
you're gonna be definitely doing a lot of talking as a Vanguard. But yeah, you can definitely be a streamer. I think it also probably helps a lot because we're also looking for knowledgeable people out, general streaming and some of the technical stuff like that as well on Trovo. So if someone has trouble that are coming onto the platform and they don't know, hey, how do I set up a stream with whatever program, or some advice on certain scenes or whatever, a lot of helpful, it's super helpful if you're Cuddy asks, are events planned for viewers to get something permanently like emotes or badges which would bind viewers more to the platform? That's a very good idea. So right now, currently events are mainly just reward based, where you get gems which can be exchanged for actual money, which is awesome. The actual exchange system was put in, I think, a couple weeks ago. But yeah, right now events are mainly just sort of exchange based. So you get gems or you get some other little rewards, that sort of stuff. So I briefly mentioned it earlier, where we're kind of looking at ways to open up events to more people. So making so it's more inclusive to everybody. Events are a little bit more special and more rewarding. So if you win, you get time on the front page of Trovo and some other things like that. I think your suggestion with getting emotes or badges would be cool. And like Autumn literally just said a few questions ago or comments ago, all the feedback that you guys give, especially during these community nights in the Discord, always super helpful. And we just help compile this, send it off to the proper teams, that sort of stuff. And even little comments like that, just making things, emotes or badges for here. Currently no to answer the whole question, but it's something we can definitely look at. And Initializations asked, Trovo, is there any news on clips? I know it's meant to be coming. I was just wondering if you had any clue as to when. I personally don't have an exact answer. I wish I did. Definitely another, I think, Maggie question. Autumn or Alan, do you have any insight as to those? As to when clips might be on their way to the platform?
It's in the pipeline. It's being worked on. Maggie or Irene will have more information as to dates. I know for the feature that's coming out, the earliest is going to be hosting and raiding. So that's going to be the feature that's probably released next.
Yeah, it's a lot of heavily requested things in clips and hosts and raids. A lot of stuff that we talked about before. They are coming. I know it's like you guys keep saying they're on the way, because I don't want to give out a wrong answer. I don't have the exact answer, but they are being they're heavily in development. They're being worked on. They should be here hopefully in the near future. But again, every time that we have updates on things, we always post them in the Discord. You can always check out again the pinned message in the chat. That's actually that way. Pointing at it. There we go. The Twitter Trovo Dev account, or Trovo Dev Twitter account. There we go. Words young. The Perolix at Trovo. How can small communities develop and keep the status of partner? I think it's just kind of if you were able to get partnered in the first place, just I think look at what you can do and to retain your audience and keep going. That's I think that's kind of an opinionated question, because you're asking about what are some things that I can do. I think personally, just kind of look at what you did to get successful as far as getting partnership or growing your audience and fan base, and what they like to come back to your stream for. I think there's a lot of things that you can look at and how can you improve on that or be consistent. A lot of little tiny things like that. So again, I always recommend making content on other platforms as well. Wow, stuttering. Making content on other platforms as well. Words are hard. And just kind of like growing your sort of user base in your community in other spots. Definitely, I think there's some good things here as well. And all that traffic can be redirected to Trovo so they know what to have. Oh, chat just jumped down just somewhere.
Yeah, and to follow up on the Vanguard program while you're fixing the chat problem, some of the perks are, once we're able to travel, we'll definitely invite Vanguards out to different offsite events with us, Trovo merch, payment in gems, special badge in Discord, stuff like that. So anyone that feels like they're interested or a good fit in the role, that would be some of the perks that you can get.
Yeah, and as we all know, because of COVID, traveling is not really something we can effectively do right now and set up events. So once sort of, PAX, E3, stuff like that, all the other big conventions that we can sort of think of and get to, we're sort of looking at. I know Autumn is probably the lead one in charge for that as well. Can you make your own streaming tool for mobile? I believe that is that we say it a lot, in the works.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out this year, probably this. I've heard October, September, but yeah, I don't have a confirmed date. Irene, Maggie, the product team will be able to say it, but you will be able to stream directly to Trovo from your mobile device.
Actually, some of our mods, Yeti and Lawry, are saying it is actually available. Me being the PC streamer I am, have not checked yet, so thank you, mods. Appreciate that. Any plans on DMs in chat? So if you're talking about like a whisper system of private messaging, yes, but not anytime soon. So it's something that's being looked at, but it's not yet, is I think a better. Trovo, can we have banners soon? If that's banners as in channel customization and profile customization, yeah, so I think it's, I don't remember which community night, but it was heavily discussed again. Product team said, I think it was Maggie or said, stuff like panels down below your stream and sort of like graphics and stuff like that. That's being worked on, and that should be coming hopefully in the near future. I don't have, again, an exact ETA on when that's going to be, but it is being worked on, and you'll be able to sort of make your profiles how you want them to be, hopefully in the near future. But I don't know what it's gonna entail, what kind of graphics you're gonna be able to put on. We'll have to stay tuned for that one. I believe Schrodenberg also asked the same one, so yeah, more profile page questions. Sensei at Trovo, when does the beta end? That's a tough one to answer because Diego would be the perfect fit here, but again, he's not here. But sort of reiterating what you said before, because this was a question that was brought up. There's not really an exact date for beta to end because the biggest thing is you don't want to release it when there's still a lot of core products and features that should be on there when they're. So we don't want to send out a product fully when there's still a lot of things that can be included, little features and quality of life changes that should be adjusted and added and that sort of stuff. So when the team feels it's right and we have a lot of things that we're happy with and that our user base is happy with, I think that's more of a discussion point then. But right now we don't have, an obviously direct date or timeline for when we're going to get out of beta because there's still a lot of stuff that needs to be added. Luckily things are pretty smooth right now. Things are good. you can cash out, you can get your sub buttons, all that sort of stuff. So we're on the right track, but no exact answer right now. Can I be a Vanguard in both languages, English and Spanish? Alan?
Yeah, definitely. We are looking for people that do speak a second language. So ideally, the two languages are going to be English and something else. This way we can at least communicate with each other.
Yeah. Okay, so actually, quick side note, we're getting close to the time frame that we usually stop Community Nights by, which is 6 p.m. PDT, which is in 8 minutes. So we're gonna try and get some other questions out of the way, but if we don't feel bad. Oh, back in. But yeah, if we don't get to all your questions, don't feel bad. Again, we just have a little bit of time here. Try and get as many as we can in the 8 minutes. Go ahead and scroll through here. Von Chang asked, at Trovo, any hope to be able to cast streams via Trovo application to a smart TV or other peripherals? I think we actually talked about that's possible. Right now, I think stuff like Xbox and things like that aren't quite, a priority at the moment. When I recall from last meeting night, but I believe there's some applications for TVs and stuff like that are being worked on. Again, that's definitely something from Maggie and Irene that I don't want to give out like a wrong answer for, but it's been talked about before. I know it's a large talking point. Let's see. Can we expect any new features coming to chat, such as being able to delete specific messages, customize mod permissions, etc.? Yes. So a lot of mod perms and changes are being worked on. And I know a lot of the answers have been being worked on, is being changed, but that's just where things are at, right? We're working on a lot of different things and community feedback of what you guys want to see. So stuff like mod perms and chat permissions are being worked on, and hopefully we'll have more news as we get closer to releasing such features. As what the features are, again, I don't want to give out wrong info. I'll have to touch base with Maggie and Irene to see what we can expect specifically, if we're allowed to say what they are yet. Trovo, will you add a custom reactive banner as you did for Discord, YouTube, Instagram, where you can add a link to our sponsors and sites for example? So I think in regards to social links, what I mean by banner? If that's the case, that's definitely some good feedback that we can look to add. The only thing is I don't know if that's being included regularly with more of the profile changes and updates regularly, where we added the ability to put in social stuff like that. I don't know right now if it's going to be added, but if it's not, that's some good feedback that we can. Yeah, as far as Xbox goes, I don't have, again, it'd be something that I have to follow up on. I don't want to see yes or no. I just don't know at the moment. So that's something a product team question we have to figure out more an answer on. And again, some of these questions that we don't have a direct answer for, we can ask about and see if we can pose again a document or some sort of sheets maybe that goes over some of the answers here that had questions too. Yeah, thank you all for stopping by again. Appreciate it a lot. Alan or Anna, do you guys have any other questions you might want to go over or things you want to include?
Yeah, I guess I would say if you guys have any lingering questions after this, just go ahead and message us on Discord. We love answering your questions, so don't be shy. Um, I got the thing stuck in my head. Don't be shy, do some more. If you guys know what I'm referencing. But yeah, feel free to just message us any questions you have, interact with us. You know, we're all family here. If you have any event ideas for any offsite events you'd like to do, send them my way. I would love to plan something and do some type of meetup for all of us.
Yeah, we want to make sure that sort of things feel more human and it's not just kind of like profiles behind a screen sort of stuff. So these community nights, I think in our opinion, have helped quite a bit sort of communicate between, you know, us and the community. And while we're just a small part of a really, you know, talented team, you know, hopefully we can get through to you guys and sort of explain what's going on with features and answer your questions, that sort of stuff. I think we're getting really close to time here, so we're gonna sadly wrap up. I know there weren't all the questions we can go through. There were a lot. Again, we appreciate you guys all coming through. This is awesome that you guys stopped by and look forward to these. The thing is, we're maybe going to be adjusting the schedule. We're discussing that internally, but we're just saying that here now in case things change. Don't be too surprised, because right now we do them every 2 weeks. We're sort of maybe we're thinking of different ways we can do this and maybe add some games to it where we play games on the side, other things like that. If there's ideas you guys want to see for community night, just let us know in the Discord, that sort of stuff. Compressor noise gate on mic is a touch on the strong side. Good to know, Techniel. The problem is that Google always boosts my mic to 100. I don't know why. So I try to adjust in OBS on the fly, and sometimes it's better and sometimes it's not, but whatever. But yeah, let's do a quick roll call here. Kind of go from there. Again, thank you all for stopping by again. Anyway, yeah, this is Young. This is the frog guy in the Discord that you see kind of hanging out and stuff like that on the community team. And Anam, go ahead.
Hi, it's Anam from the operations team and partnerships. Feel free to message me on Discord, and I love talking to you guys on these Fridays, so I will see you at the next one.
And Alan.
Thanks everybody for tuning in again for our community night. In case anyone is still waiting on their Trovo 500 invitation, we are still sending them out. So we've sent out a bunch already. So if you haven't received yours, don't panic. We're still sending more out. And thank you guys again.
Yeah. We'll probably have more people run next time, get some more questions answered, but obviously we don't want to quit if we have the potential answers of the questions that you had, and hopefully a lot of you got some of yeah, thank you for stopping by again. On behalf